Hi there, and welcome to Harp School YouTube lessons. Today we're gonna learn how to play Glass of Beer, a famous Irish traditional reel. So we'll start by learning each hand separately, and then we'll play both hands together. I will also show you a few left hand variations of different levels, so you can choose the one or the ones that fit your level. Know that this lesson is available for free on harpschool.com, where it will be broken down in short video chapters for better ease of learning, and where you can download the sheet music for free. So be sure to check it out using the link below the video. If you enjoy this lesson, you can find hundreds of others on harpschool.com in many genres and all levels. As well as international artist masterclasses. We have more than 2,500 video lessons. Alright, so let's go to the piece now. So this piece is in C minor. You need to have your lever E, F, A, B, and C up. So let's see the right hand. You will place, to start, D, E, and F with 3 on D, 2 on E, 1 on F. You play 3, 2, and before you play the F, you replace the 4 on B, and you play. So D, E plays F. You will play 3 times on B, and with 3 different fingers. It will be 4, then 3, then 2. So train yourself to do just this little part with 4, 3, and 1 on B. And try to articulate very well on the bottom of your hand and to stay just on these strings. If you play the C or if you play A, that's verify that you have your hands well placed. So come back to your melody. It will be D, E, F, B, B, B. And before you play the last B, you put and before you play the last B, it will be, you put the 1 on F. So then you on 1 F and you replace 3 or 4 like you want on C, on B, sorry. And you will play F, B, A, B, F. So we alternate between 3 notes, F, B, A, B, F. So your thumb play F and go to A, and go back to F. And there is a B between them. So it will be D, E, F, B, 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 F, B, A, B, F. You put another 4 on B, and you do the same as earlier. So B 3 times, and the last note is the 1 on E to finish the sentence. So B 3 times and E. Or the phrase 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just for this little part, you can train yourself to go faster. So this phrase can be loop, and you repeat as many times as you want. And you need to be comfortable with your speed before you speed again, and you go faster. Okay? So you start very slowly, maybe at this counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and go. And you go again. And maybe faster. And faster again. And when you reach this speed, be careful about the 3 notes need to be heard. Not just 2, not just 1, the 3 of them must be heard. So be careful about well articulate your finger and be strong enough on each finger. Not the 4 very strong and the other very quiet. So every finger have its place on the piece. So that's the first part of the melody, and then we have a repetition with a different end. So here we go. So you have D, E, F. You go back with the 3 B and 1 on F. So, but before you play F, you put again E and D. So 1 on F, 2 on E, 3 on D. You play F, E. You place again the 2 on F and 1 on A. And there you play D, F. You put again F and E with 2 on F, 3 on E, and you play E, F, E. So just the last phrase, it will be E, D, F, A, F, E. So 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Put 3 and 2. So be careful about replacing at the right moment, not after you play. You have always fingers on strings. So all the sentence with part 1 and part 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and go. Okay, so you play this phrase like I do twice, and then you go to phrase 2. So part 2, we have this phrase. So you start with D, E, F. You play D, E, and you go back with the same finger at the same note. So 2 on E, 3 on D. And you start with F, then E, then you place again the same thing. You play D, E, and you go down with 2 on D, 1 on E. You play D, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, E, B, D, A. So we have this little part, D, E, F, E, D, E, F. Again, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, and then D, E, C, B, A. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the two little parts together. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here again, to work on it, to go more quickly, you can make a loop with this little phrase and you repeat again until you have the speed you want. And there is another part of this phrase who does. So this little part, it's the end of the part 1, so you already know it. So when we add this part to the other, it will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. And you can do it twice. So for this piece, we will see different left hand, and you can choose them by your level, by what you want to do, by your harp, if you have 22 strings, or if you have 38 strings or more or less. So I will try to teach you how to create your own left hand. To understand the left hand, I will propose to you for you to choose your own. So let's see this. So for the first part, you can only play with 3 strings. You have the G chord, the B chord, sorry, the G chord, and the A chord. And we try to use these chords on the strong beat of the right hand. So 1 and 2, down, 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 down. So we can use them here. Maybe I will start with just the B. So it will fall on the first F. I can add it on the second F. On the third one, sorry. I can add it another here. So in here we change the chords. On the D, I will play the G. And at the end, on the E, I can play A. So here I choose to play on every strong beat, but I can just miss some B to make it more light. And just the G, and when I go back, I can play just 4B or just 2 or just 3. It's like you want. But you need to understand that it's on the strong beat. It's at the beginning of every measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So we have just the A chord to fall on the third time, but all the other chords fall on the stronger beat. So that's what I can propose for a beginner level with 22 strings, maybe. If you want to add a more complicated left hand, we can do this. So here, I choose to play, like before, B, A, and G only. And I play them with the 4, and I go back and mute all the chords with all my hands. So I kind of slap the harp to make a percussive sound, to create a rhythmical effect. So I will play B 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and A. And 1, 2, and G, and A. 1, 2, 3, and A. 1, 2, and G, and A. So it falls on the beats. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I can make a variation. It can be this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I go to G, 2, 3, 4, and to A, 2, 3, 4. So to create a variation, I don't go back to B, but I stay on G, and I finish on A. So with the right hand, it will be So let's describe it a little more. You have the B on F and the slap on the second B. B and slap and B and slap and A. So the A fall on E. The slap on D, and you go back to B and slap and B, slap just alone, then the E alone again, and you have G on D, slap on A, and you arrive with E and A. And if you want to change a little bit this rhythmic, which is very basic, I can do this. So here I just change the A. So the G stay on D, and here the A go just half time after. So A goes on F. And with the variation, so we have B, slap, B, slap, B, slap, A, and you stay on G and slap and G, and here just like the first time, or like you want. Okay, so that can be in a variation for the part 1. So if you have 22 strings, you can do the same here. It worked too. Let's see another variation on the part 1. It can be this variation. So here we keep the bass, so B chord at the beginning, and then you can create the phrase you want, but you need to play with all the strings. So you can add the F, but I don't have it, so I can't play it for you. So usually I stay between these strings, so A, B, C, G, E, and F. You can make this, just two notes together. And you stay with this rhythmics. So you can do whatever you want. It will fall with so B on F, first chord, first chord, first chord, and at the end, all your chords fall on the thumb. 1 and 2 and 3, and at the end. So maybe try to create your own arrangement of this. Okay? And we can see some little variation to create a link between the first part and the repeat of the first part. When you play it, here, when I want to repeat it, I place 1, 2, 3 on G, F, E. And I replace my thumb on F, and then it's like the beginning. So you have G, F, E, G, F, E, F. And then you can play it twice. When I want to reach the second part and create a link between them, I place again G, F, E, and D to start the second part. So G, F, E, D, and you go. And you go back. So this link, you need to choose when you want to do it. You can choose to do nothing between the parts, and you can choose sometimes to link them. So be free to add them when you need to. Let's see the part 2 with the left hand. So it's on the D chord, so you can play D, A, D with 4 on D, 2 on A, 1 on D. And then you can play just the D, the B, sorry, or the G. So you can play it like this. So when you start, you have your right hand with D, E, F, and your left hand with D, A, D. We play the D together, then A, then E, then F with D. Together, left, right, together. Together, left, right, together. And then on the D, you add first the B, and then you go back to D, and then I add the G to make a change, and I go back, and B, and G. So let's see another arrangement for this left hand. It can be so here you have D, A, D like we've seen earlier. Then you place 1, 2, 3 on C, B, A, and you will play with so the 3 on D, the B on D, and the last one, the A on B. C, B, A. And if you want to make an effect, you can play them by the thumb and mute them before you play the other. So it will be and when you end this phrase, you start by the same notes, and the same end as the first phrase, so D and G, and A and E. 1, 2, 3, 4, and go. So my last proposal for the left hand of the part 2, it will be so you can play the D, A, D like the same as earlier. And after, you try to put 2 notes together between A and this F that I don't have because it broke yesterday. So you can play this one in different orders. So we can do on D, and B. Another proposal. And here I put just 2 chords on D and on E. So try different left hand just on these 3 and 4 chords, and you will try to create your own left hand. So now you have everything to put all of the phrases together and to create your own arrangements. I usually play the part 1 3 times So it will be part 1, part 2, part 1, part 2, part 1. And I choose to end at the part 1. But you can choose to do other way. You can add an introduction with just the right hand. And try little by little to add speed on this piece, because it's not a slow piece. You need to reach this. You can reach this speed. It's good. But if you can play it like this, it's great too. So let's see how to ornamentate on this right hand for this piece. So we usually add some appoggiature, trills. So let's see where I can put them. It will be for appoggiatures. You can play it when you have the thumb. Here. So just after I need to play the thumb, I replace it and play it just before the other notes. So I just play the F, I go back with the F and F, E. And F must be loudly. And the F must be soft. I need to hear the E first. I can add trills when I do the 3B. I usually do the trills just at the first B, but you can do it when you want. It can be at the second B. So here I play B, trills on B, and B again. And on the third position, can be what you want. Here I add a little trills too. Instead of playing this, I play around the F, so F, G, F, E. G, F, G, F, E, F. And don't forget to add nuances on your piece, so maybe you can start very, very quietly. And add go crescendo, and maybe for the end you can go to decrescendo.